Today's top three things on my notebook: number one, the Russell 2000, number two, U.S. equity market volume, and number three, the price of gold. Now, first on the Russell 2000, as you know, again, if you've been following the score week to week, again, if you follow the NFL, you might follow your favorite team week to week. You might follow people's scores, net, but you may get a message from people about the score that the U.S. stock market was fantastic in November. Now, again, if your team was the Russell 2000, they were flat every single week for all of November, so that would not be a good score. And then yesterday, boom, you're down 1.7%, flat on your back. There you are, Russell 2000, down almost a full percent now for the year to date, which is not unlike what's been happening throughout the year, which is, again, Russell 2000, which is a pure play on U.S. domestic growth expectations, is the upside down of being long the long bond. So again, long the long bond versus short the Russell, reiterated as we've been doing for 11 months. Point number two, U.S. equity market volume. So again, the very obvious observation here is that on market down days, the rate of change in U.S. equity market volume accelerates. So again, market prices are going down, volume accelerates. So versus the 1 month average yesterday, total U.S. equity market volume, which includes dark pool, how we model it, was up 14%. So again, it was literally the only up day of volume in sequential or rate of change terms using 1 month that we've had. And why? It's because it's the only real down day we've had. So again, that's what you get. It's called liquidity trap. There's no volume on the way up. People are chasing performance. And on the way down, you have to take some version of the window. Now, finally, gold. Again, a lot of people trying to chase gold yesterday because it was up. Again, you can kind of press the moving monkeys button. If you're above the 5-day moving average, they'll like it. If you're below it, they don't like it. That's about as useful as, I don't know what is useless, but again, that is what it is. Gold, again, is below our intermediate term trend level of 1225. So again, there's two things that I don't like about gold. That specifically, that it's below its trend line, and more specifically, it's that the U.S. dollar correlation risk remains surreal. Again, the 30-day, 90-day, 120-day correlation versus the U.S. dollar remains over 0.9 on an inverse basis. So again, get the dollar right, get gold right, and again, we think that the dollar is most likely to continue higher as opposed to lower. So again, you would be fading gold on yesterday's bounce as opposed to chasing it. And those are your top three things.